I've been running these FMA amps for months now, but that's not all. I've also asked my Discord community, link down below, what their experience and opinion on these things were. And combined with normal airsoft gameplay, multi-day milsim events, and all the way to actual military use. All of that information combined is what we're going to talk about today. So let's get into it. Now, quick context for those of you who are not in the know, the FMA amps are obviously a replica of the OpsCore amps by the company called FMA. The real OpsCore amps cost about 1,500 euros in the EU, and the replica FMA amps cost about 130 to 200 euros, depending on where you buy and what generation you buy. Keep in mind, with the real amps, you don't even get the helmet mounts that I have on right now. So keep that in mind while we go through all this information. Let's start with what this headset does really well. Audio. Now, I've used cheap replica Peltors and amps and also actual real Peltors and amps. And I have to say the FMA amps are not bad at all. I'm not just talking about audio clarity or quality here, which are good. I'm talking about spatial hearing. You might say that's a gimmick or useless, but when you actually can hear where in the room the enemy is, stepping around and not just the general direction where he is, that makes a difference in if you're gonna get that kill or, get killed. This kind of thing holds up well as well, from my experience, but also from people who shot real guns. One of them is my friends in the German military, but also some guys who are in Ukraine right now are using them and say they're fine. Now here's the real weakness of the FMA amps. Battery life. For me, I've never had a problem with them because I only go on single day missions or events, at least for now. But some people that go on multi-day events have reported having to replace the batteries after the second day, which is obviously suboptimal, but can be countered by simply carrying more batteries. Oh, but I don't want to carry extra batteries. Bro, you should carry extra batteries for every single electronic device on your kit at all times. I don't know how this is news to you. Now, one person mentioned that, especially in cold weather, the battery life sucks big ass, which makes sense if you look at how batteries work, like physics-wise. Now here comes my own experience. Sometimes, very rarely, and I really mean very rarely, they just do not turn on. But there's a fix for that. You either just wait a couple seconds and then try again, or you take out the batteries and put them in again, like a hard reset. Works flawlessly after that. It's certainly annoying, but I wouldn't say it's a deal breaker, at least in my opinion. If you've been looking on my shoulder, you see this cool little patch, right? You're seeing it. Well, that was made by Sovereign Design UK, a small new startup company that makes some pretty cool patches and apparel. And good news, if you want to save money, with the code BLOWLING_10, you can save 10% at checkout, which is pretty cool. So check them out with the link down below, and huge shout out. Anyways, back to the video. Now, one report stood out to me. Someone mentioned that they had comms problems. Their teammates couldn't hear him, but he could hear his teammates. And while it's easy to blame the amps, I actually think it's his fault, because if you don't know, with comm setup, it depends on what radio do you have, what headset do you have, and then do you have the fitting PTT for that. Is the PTT NATO or civilian wired, and is it amplified or not? And same goes for the headset. If one thing doesn't fit, the whole thing is cooked. So might be an issue with the FMA amps, but might just be a skill issue. One guy mentioned that he doesn't like the gel cups on the stock FMA amps and that the Peltor ones are better. It's gel cups, bro, but I do get his complaint. They are quite stiff. However, I do not have that problem since I replaced my gel cups with $20 ones from AliExpress that are really good. Now, all that is nice and all, but does it actually hold up? Like, is it durable, or does it just break after like one day? Well, I had this thing for more than half a year now, and I can say it has been holding up flawlessly. The arms, the headset itself, the electronics, and funnily enough, there are actually reports of the real OpsCore amp arms breaking, whilst the FMA arms, like the mounts that I'm using right now, not breaking. Funny coincidence, I guess. So I have to say durability is fine. Most guys that use them say that as well, and my friend in the German military says it's okay, but I know him, I know how he treats his gear, and it's a wonder that they survived that long with how he treats his gear. It's not even treating, it's straight up assault, I guess. Okay, so where do we leave this on? Well, for airsoft and milsim or range trips, this is more than fine. You pay probably under 200 bucks for a really good headset. For military use, it's questionable at best. However, again, there are people in Ukraine right now that talked to me on my Discord server and said that the FMA amps are fine. Gear is a spectrum, and it will probably work for you or not. That only depends on your specific situation. But in my opinion, that's not really what they're built for. And if you're gonna need a headset for military on a budget, I would recommend the Sordens. They don't cost that much more. If you can snag them used, they are even cheaper and are actually proven in battle, you could say, and are also used around the world by special forces. So you're a little bit more sure that they will work and hold up no matter what. Now, here's the thing to keep in mind. These things cost between 130 to 200 bucks. Again, the real ones cost almost 2,000 bucks sometimes. This headset costs a tenth of the real one. It's not gonna outperform that. In my opinion, this is better than earmores. However, again, it's more expensive. But if you want that real steel look or the ops core look, I would definitely recommend the FMA amps over cheaper replicas or earmores. Thank you to everybody on my Discord who helped with the last couple videos. These would have genuinely not been possible without your help. If you want to help me in the future, join down below. And please let me know what your experience with different headsets is and also what headsets you're actually using, because I love learning new stuff and I might buy a new headset. I have a spending addiction. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. Until we see each other next time, LARP.